Toxic people will destroy your holidays if you let them. Now is the holiday season, Christmas, New Year, so many holidays, but I feel miserable. I didn't post on my channel because I felt depressed, miserable, no energy to talk. And if you let toxic people in your life, they will destroy not only your everyday life, but your holiday season. They will destroy your mental health, your stability. They will take away your energy, your finances. You will not have money to celebrate. That's what happened to me recently. I met an abuser. My goal was just to meet someone on dating app during the vacation time. However, it turned into something else. It turned into very toxic relationship, and I even brought the abuser to my country from Spain. I feel ashamed of this, but again, I was not myself. I was under influence of the abuser, and I was not myself. I was not able to clearly see what was happening in front of my eyes. I could hear things, I could see things, but I couldn't understand the effect of things that were going on with this abuser. He was using me, my resources, and he was manipulating me to do things that were not beneficial for me, but were beneficial for him. So how he destroyed my holidays? He took a lot of resources from me because he was homeless. He was jobless. He had no job, no home, and no income. So basic things like roof over the head was provided by me to him. Basic things such as food he took from me. And for the 2 weeks, he manipulated me into buying him tickets to get here from Spain, and also to buy him clothes, shoes, stuff like that. And also he used my car. And he not only used my car, but he abused it to the point that he used so much gas over the course of few days that I usually use that much gas over the time of 2-3 weeks, because he was accelerating really fast. He was using my car in a sport mode, and that's why he used up so much gas. Because if you take off slowly, the car doesn't use as much gas as if you accelerate too fast. Then gas usage will be increased exponentially. So he took away my resources. Also, I couldn't prepare any food, like basic food, so I was buying take-out food from restaurant, and that also added up to my expenses. I usually don't do it. I usually eat very simple food at home. I prepare at home, but when abuser came to my country, I had no energy to cook the food and shop for the food. I had no energy, so I was buying constantly take-out food, and it added up to my expenses. And he eat a lot. The abuser, he eats a lot. So right now I found myself during this holiday season in debt. I also bought some things I couldn't pay off right away. So in addition to that, I have additional expenses because of this abuser. and I feel miserable. This holiday season is not a celebration, but rather a recovery for me. And I learned a lot. Even from this negative experience, I learned a lot about myself. I learned that sometimes my consciousness is taken away from me. Sometimes I see things, I hear things, but I cannot process things clearly. He took away my power, my ability to clearly think. And unfortunately, I have to admit it, that sometimes toxic people have power over me. It's very unfortunate, but it's a fact, and I can clearly see it. He had power over me for the period of 13 days. But at the same time, I'm proud that I was able to get out of this extremely toxic relationship. This relationship became violent at the end. And the one thing I would never tolerate is abuse, is physical abuse. When I see that person becomes physically abusive, I would never tolerate this. I would never let someone to disrespect me to that point. When it comes to verbal abuse, I warned him. He started to call me names. And then when I pointed out that I would not tolerate this name calling, he quickly said that, oh, it was a joke. I was joking, haha. And of course, I knew this is a red flag. This is what all abusers say. They always gaslight you and tell you, oh, I was joking, you're too sensitive. So I already knew what was going on, and I pointed out that also he was raising his voice. And he said, oh no, in Spain we always raise our voice when talking to each other. And I said, excuse me, you're not in Spain anymore. Don't raise your voice when talking to me. I grew up in a loving family, and I would never tolerate from anyone raising their voice when talking to me. So he really didn't like it. Abusers, they hate when you bring up to them what they do to you. Also, I told him that he was abusing me emotionally. And he said, no, I'm not an abuser. He got very offended by this word. He said, don't call me abuser. I never abuse anyone. I'm not an abuser. And I Googled definition of emotional abuse, and I show him so many definitions of emotional abuse, and he denied that he was abusing me. And I saw all of these red flags. At the same time, I was paralyzed. I didn't do anything. I was just accepting everything. 13 days of abuse turned into nightmare. Right now, I'm no longer communicating with abuser. I blocked him on all messengers, on social media. He's blocked. However, I still feel that my brain was broken into. I feel depressed. I have nightmares. I wake up at night many times. I just want to tell that it's going to take some time for me to come back to normal. I also suffer from very low energy. But again, I see a light at the end of the tunnel, because I know at some point it will end. This will not last for a long time, because this happened to me before, and I know that I will recover eventually. This time will come. I also pray to God, and I pray that God brings clear understanding to my abuser that he was wrong. I know it's not probably going to happen, because abusers, they have no ability to change, but maybe God will do a miracle in his life. So I pray. I believe in miracles. I pray that abuser one day realize that he is wrong. He treating people in a very wrong way. He uses people for his own advantage and he never gives back. And I hate people who only take from other people and offer nothing in return. A relationship has to be balanced. Any relationship, romantic, friendship, at work, if the relationship is not balanced, it's going to eventually fall apart. So this holiday season has been really difficult for me. I'm trying to analyze my past mistakes, but I also push myself to see something good in every negative situation. In this negative situation, I see good thing that I broke up with him relatively quickly. 13 days was enough for me. And I was strong. I never contacted him again. I blocked him, and even though I had few urges to contact him because I was worried about him. I wanted to make sure he was safe, he had food, he had shelter. But again, I stopped myself from doing what I was going to do, from contacting him, because I knew that he would lie. I realized that everything he told me was a complete lie. And I don't know this person. He is just a stranger to me. So I let it be. I pray to God for his safety and for wisdom, that he somehow will get wisdom from high-powered God, because God can do miracle in anyone's life, including his life, abuser's life. So, difficult time for me, holiday season. I'm not really celebrating, but I'm celebrating, you know what? Freedom. Freedom from abuser is the best feeling. When I come home and no one is making a scene, no one is ruining my day. I come home to peace, not to arguments. I come home and I sleep whenever I want and how long I want, and no one is waking me up in the middle of the night. He did it all the time. He didn't give me a chance to get enough rest, because victims of abuse, they are kept in a state of constant exhaustion. So they are easily manipulated by abusers. And that's how I felt, constantly exhausted, not enough sleep when I was with him. But now I'm trying to get as much rest as possible. I try to analyze what had happened to me, and I will try to prevent this from happening in the future. I will be very careful from now on. Even short conversations may turn into relationships, even when I don't seek relationship. With this past abuser, I didn't seek any relationships, but somehow I got myself into this situationship. I can't even call this relationship. It was nightmare. So trusting myself again is a challenge, but I have to do it. And if you're suffering during this holiday season, no, you're not alone. I'm suffering too. I'm suffering, but again, I'm trying to think positively, because depression is going to lead only to other health issues, and I don't need it right now. And that's why I try to get out from my home as much as possible. I try to go for a walk, even if it's cold. We have very cold days, but now it's going to be a few warmer days, and I will walk more. I have to push myself to do these things, because staying active will help me to release my negative emotions. And there are lots of them inside of my head right now, and I have to cleanse it. I'm excited about New Year. I'm excited about traveling, because I'm going to travel to Spain again, to different location in a month. In a month, I will be traveling again. So this is something I look forward towards. So I wish you to have amazing holiday, no matter if you're single or you're heartbroken. Just try to find positive things in your life. And like I said, if you have peace at home, even if you're single, if you feel alone, but you have peace and quiet time alone at your home, it's already blessing. If you have roof over your head, if you have electricity in your home, you're already blessed, because in my country many people are suffering without electricity for weeks. They have no electricity, no heat, no food. So if you have all of these basic things, you're already blessed. And pray to God, because God can change things. They can turn around any difficult situation and make any difficult situation a positive experience for you. So if you believe all the things are possible with God, miracles are possible with God. And in my life, God did a lot of miracles. And if God did this for me, God will and can do this for you as well. You have to believe, you have to stay faithful. So that's it for today. I wish you happy holidays.